Boy, did I make the best soup ever today. I needed this too. Nice kick of soup in me. Oh boy. Sometimes I lie to you and tell you how good it is. No, I'm just kidding. It's always tasty, but this is the tastiest. So try and prove me wrong tonight. Prove me wrong that peds don't run the internet. You're going to have a fucking hard time. If you go catch the last stream I just did, the last 60 seconds is proof that peds run the internet. But let's have you goobers run in here. Probably working for some monetary system that fucking lies, cheats, and steals from people. Probably got a suit and tie on right now, fucking banging kids. But you can walk in here and pretend you're an actual human being for a second. You reptilian scumfucks. You swamp donkeys. Swamp donkeys is the new norm. I'm going to make t-shirts tomorrow that say fucking don't vote for swamp donkeys. I'm going to be the richest Canadian in the world right away. As every good American will buy 2 of my t-shirts. They're so fucking cool. So, let me tell you a little bit of a story. I grew up in 1980. A lot of pedophilia was in the air in 1980. A ton. Nobody likes to talk about it because it's highly, highly disgusting. And I mean, a lot of children got hurt, right? I was just a tiny, tiny, tiny boy in 1980. Tiny. Couldn't protect myself yet. Wouldn't have a clue if somebody was pointing a camera at me or taking pictures of me. I was, a very, very tiny young boy. So I take this shit very seriously. As I grew up with people who were very, very, very dirty. Very extremely dirty people. One day I'll out them, I'll show their pictures, I'll show their names, and I'll tell you all sorts of stories of things they did to my family. It won't be a good day, but it'll be a day of justice. And that day I cannot wait for. Now, I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Very, very, very extremely dirty, dirty place here in Canada. Murder capital of Canada. When Winnipeg was first incepted, or I don't know how, like when it was created, the first mayor of Winnipeg was actually kicked out of Ontario for being a crooked mayor. So Winnipeg accepted him with open arms, of course. Oh, and that's how Winnipeg started. You can't make this shit up. Who was the first mayor of Winnipeg? Francis Evans Cornish. So let's now take, let's take this, copy, kicked out of Ontario, Canada. All right, here we go. This is very important to me, okay? This means this is super important. Francis Evans Cornish acted as mayor and chief magistrate of London, Ontario. Not London, England. But, I mean, there's no difference between the two. But let me be specific. I want to read this to you, okay? Born February 1st, 1831 in London, Upper Canada, Francis Evans Cornish, the son of a of a prominent immigrant family. His father was both practicing physician and a lawyer. From a distance, what the fuck? His father was both a practicing physician and a lawyer. From a distance, it would appear that Francis Cornish lived a predictable Victorian, holy shit, bourgeoisie life. He was married to Victorian Leon Clench in 1853, called to the bar in 1855, and was appointed at the Queen's Council in 1857. Sounds like a pretty stand-up guy, doesn't it? Let's find out more. Perhaps the most notable case of incredible successful law career was his prosecution of the infamous Jack Donnelly, Black Donnelly fame, and his history books. Let me keep going here. I don't give a fuck about any of this. But it is here at the site of the old city hall where perhaps Cornish's most brazen act of drunken behavior took place. While under the influence, and this is what they'll say so they don't get as much of a charge. You understand that, right? While under the influence, Cornish rode his horse up and down the pedestrian walkway of City Hall, which is, I mean, that's like driving your car down the sidewalk. It's a total bitch move. He's, what do you call that? Fuck, white people, entitled. Um, through the Cornish rode his horse up and down the pedestrian walkway of City Hall, through the arcade, up and down the stairs. Arrested for being drunk and disorderly, he was arraigned in court for the next day. As chief magistrate, Cornish tried prosecuting and defended himself. He fined himself, paid himself, and took his judge's fee in the process. What the fuck? That is the type of bullshit that happens in Winnipeg right fucking now. In 1865, it is alleged that Mayor Cornish incited riots at the elections polls in an attempt to block his opponent's constituency from casting their votes. The city militia was called in. That's fucking hilarious. The militia. And Cornish eventually lost the election after several years of a somewhat disappointing political career. Cornish moved west. By 1875, Cornish had made his way to Manitoba, for fuck's sakes, leaving his wife and family behind. What a gentleman. What a scholar. He left his kids. He sounds like a fucking complete loser from Winnipeg. I know a bunch of them right now. Left his wife and kids behind so he could go off and get drunk every day. Fucking goof. Where he had eventually become the first mayor of Winnipeg. How the fuck did Winnipeg go, okay, this guy did what? You're hired, bro. You're fucking hired. That screams Winnipeg is a shithole back in the day. Though he puts his law degree to good use, his heavy drinking, quick-tempered, violent, erratic behavior would not cease. Here again, he was accused of manipulating the polls, excessive drinking, and violent outbursts for years. 4 years from 1861 to 1865, Evans Cornish acted as mayor and chief magistrate of London. Though his accomplishments are not that many, he has many faults. His term as mayor was riddled with corruption allegations, public embarrassments. Indeed, his entire life was riddled with them. And this was a guy who was fucking filthy rich. His dad was a doctor and a lawyer. This dude became a judge. Do you think fucking for a second that these are good people? That was just a quick overview. We didn't actually find out what if did he physically assault, because they won't. I'll tell you something. These people probably have family members who went into the archives and tore up and destroyed those archives. There is about a month or 2 months ago, they couldn't find any evidence on the police in Nova Scotia from 100 years ago. But even Robert, like, you have to go watch my videos. My videos are so important to Canada and the rest of the world that you understand how corrupt every area of the known world is. We are forced into slavery here in the known world. In the hidden lands, they don't pay taxes. There is no royal family. Please, everybody, do some research on what actually started the Second World War. You will be very, very surprised when you find out the truth.